So, you're ready to start your own contracting business in California? Awesome. But before you can even think about landing your first big client, there's one major hurdle you gotta clear: that official contractor's license. Today, we're gonna break down two totally different ways you can get it done.
You're at that point, right? You're ready to be your own boss, to call the shots, and to really build something for yourself. You've got the skills, you've got the ambition, but there's just one piece of paper standing between you and that dream.
Yep, that's the one: the contractor's license. I know it can feel like this massive, intimidating wall you have to climb, but it doesn't have to be. Most people think there's only one way to do it, but we're going to explore two completely legal paths to get you licensed and out on the job.
Okay, let's start with Route 1, the traditional path. This is the one you've probably heard about, the standard, do-it-yourself approach, where you're building your license from scratch directly with the state.
So first things first, you have to qualify. The state has a checklist, you've got to be at least 22, have an ITIN or a social security number. But here's the big one. You need to prove 4 years of hands-on experience. And getting that experience verified is absolutely crucial. For structural trades, that means getting a licensed contractor to sign off for you. If you're in a non-structural trade, like painting, a business associate who's seen your work can do it.
What seems like this giant, overwhelming process really boils down to 3 manageable steps. Seriously, step 1, make sure you meet the qualifications, and then you gotta hit the books and start studying. Step 2, go make it official and register your business, either as a sole owner or a corporation. And finally, step 3, send that beautiful, completed application off to the state.
All right, let's talk about the real stuff, the money and the timeline. You're looking at a $450 application fee, and that's going to take about 6 weeks for the state to process. Once you pass your exams, there's another activation fee of $200 to $350. Now here's a pro tip. Use that 6-week processing time to study your butt off, because as soon as you get that approval, you might only have 3 weeks to schedule your exams. You really have to plan ahead.
Okay, but what if studying for exams just isn't your priority right now? What if you want to focus on landing jobs and making money today? Well, that brings us to Route 2, the partnership path. This is a powerful and honestly lesser-known alternative that's all about leveraging an existing license to get your business off the ground fast.
So you might have heard people on job sites talking about renting a license, right? While that's the slang people use, it's not quite what's going on. The official, and more importantly, the totally legal term for this whole setup is an RMO agreement.
So what in the world is an RMO? It stands for Responsible Managing Officer. Think of this person as a seasoned, licensed pro who steps in to be the qualifying individual for your brand new company. In short, their existing license gives your business the legal green light to operate, which means you get to skip the state exams. Okay, so how does this partnership actually play out in the real world? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the mechanics of the RMO agreement, and see how it all comes together. Now, this right here is the game changer. The RMO becomes the official qualifying individual on your company's license application. And since they've already passed the state law and trade exams, the state basically says, okay, you're good to go, and waives that requirement for your company. You get your very own brand new license number, all without ever stepping into a testing center. Now, there is one key legal requirement here. The RMO has to hold at least 20% ownership in your company. But before you panic and think you're giving away a huge chunk of your business, just know this is almost always just a formality on paper. So how do they actually get paid? It's not by taking 20% of your hard-earned profits. Instead, most RMOs are paid a fixed monthly fee. Let's say, for example, $2,000 a month. The best part is, it's predictable. It's the same whether you have a great month or a slow one. And if you think about it from the license holder's side, this is a brilliant way to leverage an asset they already worked hard to get. In fact, the law allows one person to act as the RMO for up to 3 different companies at the same time, and each one is its own separate business. This whole model works so well because it's not a one-way street. It is truly designed to be a win-win scenario, with huge benefits for both you, the new entrepreneur, and the experienced contractor who holds the license. I mean, just look at the advantages side by side. For you, the new entrepreneur, you get licensed without taking exams, you launch your business way faster, and you can focus on getting work instead of studying. And the company,
it's still 100% yours to run. For the license holder, it's an amazing way to generate a passive income stream from something they already have, and it takes very little of their time.
So, we've laid out two very different but equally valid paths to getting that contractor's license. The big question now is, which route is yours? How do you decide which way to go? Let's just boil it down. There is no single right answer here. It's all about your strategy. The standard path is for the person who wants to earn that license themselves, to study for it, pass the exams, and have that asset in their own name from day one. The partnership path, that's all about speed. It's for the entrepreneur who wants to get the business off the ground and start making money now. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: what is your most valuable asset right now? Is it your time, which you can invest to build this foundation solo? Or is it your capital, which you can use to partner up and hit the ground running immediately? The choice is all yours.
I really hope this explainer helps clarify the road ahead for you. I know starting a business is a huge deal, and just knowing your options is the most important first step. If you have any questions at all, drop a comment below, send me a message, and definitely follow for more insights to help you build your business.